Hi, how are you? Today is Monday, November 7. Kurdish forces enter town near Mosul as Iraqi troops find mass grave. Forces advancing south of Mosul uncover evidence of ISIS brutality while peshmerga goes on offensive to recapture Bashiqa. Iraqi Kurdish fighters have exchanged heavy fire with militants as they entered a town held by Islamic State east of Mosul, while troops advancing south of the city discovered a mass grave containing an estimated 100 or so decapitated bodies. The offensive to reclaim the town of Bashiqa is the part of the broader push to drive ISIS out of Mosul, Iraq's second largest city, relieving those living under its brutal occupation, which has included mass killing. ISIS militants have carried out a series of massacres since seizing large areas of southern and central Iraq in the summer of 2014, often documenting them with photos and videos circulated online. On Monday, Iraq's soldiers advanced into the town of Hamar al-Ali, south of Mosul, discovered a pit containing dozens of decapitated skeletons, the military's Joint Military Command said. The offensive to retake Bashiqa began and down with a coordinated barrage of heavy artillery, Katyusha rockets and mortar rounds slamming into ISIS positions, providing cover of the advance of armored columns. Smoke rose from the town throughout the day, with large explosions sending dark clouds in the sky. We have the coordinates of their bases and tunnels, and we are targeting them from here in order to weaken them so that our forces can reach their targets more easily, said the Iraqi Kurdish commander Brigadier Shankar Gardi. Bashiqa, which is believed to be largely deserted except for dozens of ISIS fighters, is located about 8 miles northeast of Mosul outskirts and about 13 miles from the city center. Iraqi government and the Kurdish forces, backed by a USA-led coalition and joined by government sectional militants, are fighting to drive ISIS out of those surrounding areas and open additional front to attack Mosul itself. Bashiqa has been surrounded by Kurdish forces known as peshmerga for weeks. The Monday's push appeared to be the most serious yet to drive ISIS from the town. Kurdish forces launched mortar rounds and fired heavy artillery into the town on Sunday in the advance of the offensive. More artillery and air strikes hit the town early on Monday as the Kurdish forces advance got underway. On Mosul's southern front, meanwhile, Iraqi soldiers advanced into Hamar al-Ali, around 12 miles from the city center, discovered a mass grave late on Monday containing wholly 100 decapitated bodies near the town's agricultural college. Most were reduced to skeletons, said Brigadier Yahya Russo, the spokesman for the Joint Military Command. He said a forensics team from Baghdad would investigate the site on Tuesday. Early on Monday, Army spokesman Brigadier Faraz Bashar said the Iraqi forces had taken the town, and images broadcast by the Lebanon-based Al-Mayadeen network showed the images of soldiers hoisting the Iraqi flags on a rooftop in the town. However, other reports said fighting still continued and that ISIS fighters remaining in the several areas. Iraq Special Forces entered Mosul last week and have made some progress in gaining a foothold on the city's eastern edges, but progress inside the city has been slowed as troops push into more densely populated areas. The troops are suffering casualty as the militants started then with suicide car bombs and booby traps in the close quarters, fighting along the city's narrow streets. ISIS still holds territory to the north, south, and west of Mosul, its last major urban stronghold in Iraq. As Iraqi forces struggle to solidify gains in the neighborhoods in eastern Mosul, more and more civilians have fled and the city, according to Politico, hosting axis of special forces. Daesh is trying to draw a line, as it said, of the heavy fight in Mosul's most eastern neighborhoods, referring to the military groups by its Arabic acronym. They have a lot of fighters there, and they forces families to stay. As this was mining as a checkpoint on the edge of Goyali, where civilians fleeing Mosul are scrambling to catch any ISIS fights who may be hiding among them. Since Iraq's forces advanced into the eastern edge of the city last Tuesday, as this team has arrested dozens of people. At the checkpoint, men were waiting for their names to be screened by a pair of informants from the area and the multiple Iraqi government databases. Women and children waited further away in the shed of an abandoned building. Gaida, a 22-year-old Mosul resident, said she fled the Sama neighborhood in the city's east just hours early after a car bomb exploded next to her home. She gave only her first name, fearing for her safety and that of family members still under ISIS rule in the other part of Mosul. When they reached the checkpoint, the woman's husband and son were separated from her and her daughter and held for questioning a few yards away. How can he be from Daesh? He's so young, she said of her 18-year-old son. We are good people, we don't have any enemy. Concern over the safety of civilians was not affecting the operation in Bashiqa, said the peshmerga commander. Regarding the challenges in any area that has no civilians, there won't be any problem, and currently, according to our intelligence, there are no civilians left in the Bashiqa, he said. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization said it has set up 82 rapid response teams to manage his risks of epidemics, chemical exposure, and other health worries among people fleeing Mosul. The United Nations agents said water and sanitation in the camps for displaced could face disruption as the number of people fleeing the city grows, raising the risk of food and waterborne diseases such as cholera. It also said that additional concerns include children who reportedly have not been immunized since ISIS seized control of Mosul in June 2014. it's terrible is the war in Iraq and the Syria, no, ISIS group. I'm sorry, it's sad for me this news. Okay, thank you very much for watching my new video. If you want to learn English only the conversational classes, come here in class particulares or by Skype while you vote. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Good Monday. Bye.
Don't